Okay, we're back in SewArt. So I eliminated a lot of the pixels already. I'll zoom in on it a little bit here so you can see that it's more of one color next to its neighbors, as I call it. You can either change those outlines to white or to black, or if you wanted to put a different outline all the way around, you can change that color and do that too on those little pixels that I eliminated. These still I have to eliminate, so I'm going to go ahead and show you some on the fill. So I'm going to actually make those black. So you're going to click on each individual one. Now you'll see some real tiny ones that are hidden, and it kind of have to practice with the mouse. I found if you kind of see if I missed it, don't worry about that. Just hit the undo button. Again, it helps to zoom in because then you can really place that mouse where the bucket where it needs to be. If I wanted those to be white instead of black, I can change them to white. But I prefer the black because I want my design to be a little bit on the thicker side. Now the window, you can see that I've already done those. So now I'm going to come here and change this to the white one. And again, I'm just using the fill bucket tool. There's the brush and the pen that you could use too, but I find that I can do this quite a bit faster with the bucket tool. Okay, and I think I have all of them. I think. So one thing that I do double check is because sometimes I just plays tricks on you and you can't see what you've missed. So what I like to do is I like to go in with a bright color and click on, and you can see I missed some. So I'm actually going to change that to pink. Those are supposed to be that way because it's part of the cobblestone. I'm not going to change them because they're going to be, this eventually is all going to be black anyways. So once all of your pixels are all one color, then I'm just going to go back and change this back to the color that I want it to be, which is black. And that is that. Now you want to get out of this mode, you have to click off of the bucket or the pen wherever you're at. And then the next thing that you want to do is you want to stitch it. You can resize it again if you wanted to. So it's actually changed on, I think this was my first one that I did, my first example. So I'm going to change it to 4.5 and click OK. So it's going to change it for me. Now, so once you have it all done, I still haven't learned anything about posterizing yet. That could be another video. But this is how I get my images to digitize in Auto Punch and SewArt, and I'll throw it over into design, creative designs, and do adjustments there if I need to. But just to get that image from a JPEG to a simpler design, I like SewArt. So then what you're going to do is you're going to hit the Stitch It button. Now here you want to, you can make it an applique border, you can do an outline fill, there's all different, these are the default settings for filled stitch, so if you wanted it to, have a pattern, you could. I'm just going to do this as a default for right now. So what you want to do, this auto sew button, you want to set your transparent color, because I don't want the background. In other words, this was all framed out at one point, and if I just click it without it, it's going to put all of these stitches in where the white is, and I don't want those stitches. So I'm going to click any place on where I don't want it to stitch, and then it's going to run through and stitch it. So once it does that, it's going to have all your stitch modes over here, all your colors that you want. So to be able to now save this to an embroidery file, you have to save it. So go to File and Save As. I'm going to save this in a design file. I think I have all these. I have my own little file system here. So here's my SewWet Pro projects, and that's one I did earlier. I'm just going to name this 1 right now, just because I'm going to probably change this later on. And then you want to hit save. It's going to first save it in a PNG file, and then it's going to save it in your embroidery file, which you can change. So once you have it there, and you have it named, go ahead and hit save, and then it's going to stitch it. So up here, it could take a little bit of time depending on your design. This was a pretty simple one, so it's already saved. hit OK, and you're done. So if I close this out, and then I'm hooking up my my sewing machine. And then if I go and open up the design that I just digitized and save, there it is. I can, I think this was large enough for a small hoop. It's not, so I can always select the design and shrink it down if I wanted to. You know, to fit a 5x7 or a 4x4. So, and then what I like to do to just kind of check to make sure nothing's got missed is I'll zoom in on it. And then you can see all your stitches. So, that's kind of my quick version. I don't know if it's the right way to do it or not. I'm still learning on this. I hope this helps, though. It does make it a lot easier. And, of course, you know, once you... I don't have a hoop attached. Once you... have it all done, like I said, kind of play around with it and stuff. That's kind of my version of how I learned to use the SewArt. If there's any other easy, quick tips, please chime in on the group page, which I'm glad it's there because a lot of questions are asked about SewArt. So thank you very much. My name is Charla, and I hope you guys have a great day.